Good morning, everybody. Or should I say, hey guys. That's my silly play on words with this month's lesson, which is on Haggai. So if you missed last week, we jumped right into the new series, which is on the minor prophet Haggai. We did our craft lesson last week, so go ahead and watch that video. We've got a fun watercolor and wax craft that we make that's kind of symbolic of a signet ring. So if you missed that, please go back and do that. This week, we are jumping right to the game workshop. So if you haven't noticed already, every week we've started in a different spot on our little rotation circle that we do, because that is realistic to real life. Every Sunday, when we start a new series, you usually start in a different spot. Sometimes on a funny month where there's 5 Sundays, you'll actually end up back around, but usually you start in a different spot. Okay, so this week I've got a game that we're going to play together right after this on the screen. And then after that, you can jump on over to our website, www.ntcalexandria.org, and you can see the games that I've got for you there. I actually have 5 activities for you this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So including this game that we have to play, there's 6 actual things to do. So jump on over there. I'm going to project the game that we're going to play together here in just a second, and then you can do those activities at home too. So also, just a word to let you know what's going on here in New Testament. On the 21st, we get to begin meeting together again in smaller groups. But Sunday school, because there's so many kids, which is a really good thing, we just don't have the space to do everybody 6 feet apart. So what we're going to do for Sunday school for now, for the rest of the summer, is to keep the lessons online. And we will go from there, and we'll see what happens this fall with more information. So keep watching the videos online, and hopefully I'll get to wave at you in person on a Sunday morning coming up. So, all right, so just to fill you in, Haggai, when we left off with Habakkuk and Zephaniah, they were about to go into exile by being captured by Babylon, which does happen. History backs it up. So now, this is 70 years later, and in that 70-year captivity, we've got people like Daniel, as in Daniel's in the lion's den, and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fiery furnace. So those stories take place in that 70-year exile time frame. So this whole story is all woven together. These minor prophets are prophesying while these other events are going on. There's major prophets prophesying during this time, and there's major Bible characters all happening. So this is all integrated into the Word of God. It's not a separate story. It's just what we're choosing to focus on this year as we're learning. So next year we're going to learn the books of history, and this will all be, and we'll also do the major prophets. We're going to do them together. So hopefully it'll all flow together and click nicely for you guys. All right, so Haggai, it's after that 70-year time period. The Babylonians are defeated, and actually the new leader is the Persian Empire. So the king of Persia is a guy named Cyrus, and his governor is a guy named Zerubbabel. Remember Zerubbabel? We kind of talked about him last week. Zerubbabel becomes his governor, or a governor. I think there's probably many. And he pleads with King Cyrus to let his people go. Doesn't that sound familiar, like Moses? He pleads with Cyrus to let the people go back to their homeland. And King Cyrus says yes. So Zerubbabel leads a group of tons of people. I think I read that it was like 40-some thousand people traveled back, which also is only a fraction of how many Israelites there were to start. So, but it's still a lot of people. And they walked on foot 800 miles. And there's also some guys named Ezra and Nehemiah. They also walked on foot. Oh, I'm sorry. I said this backwards. Zerubbabel led people for 1,000 miles because it was the safer journey. But Nehemiah and Ezra went the shorter journey, and that was 800 miles. We'll also learn about them next year, but if you want to learn more on your own and you want to read the books of Daniel and you want to read about Ezra and Nehemiah, you should absolutely do that. That would be so cool. Anyway, back to Haggai. So Haggai is prophesying to the people after they've returned, and their reason for returning was to rebuild that temple, but they forget about it, and they instead are rebuilding their own houses, and they're working on their own things, which is human nature to forget about God a little bit, but God is saying, hey guys, see, I did it there again. Hey guys, what about me? You're supposed to put me first. I'm your Lord. Honor me first, and you will be blessed, is what God is saying. And that is Haggai's message. So today our game is going to be all about that. Are you ready? I'm going to project our game up on the screen, and we're going to play this together. So hang on tight. All right, here's our guy, Haggai. Okay, the game that we're going to play together is called Haggai-gories. Parents, you know that that's going to be a reference to Scattergories. Kids, if you've played Scattergories, that's great. This game is kind of like that, but also kind of not like it. So it's okay if you haven't played before. Go grab yourselves a piece of paper and a pen, and I will wait. Seriously, go. I'm waiting. I won't wait forever. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do you want me to keep singing? Okay. If you haven't grabbed a paper and a pencil yet, just hit pause, and then I won't go anywhere. But right now, I'm going to go to the next slide. Okay, this is how the game is played. A letter and a category will pop up on your screen. I will read it, and then you will have 20 seconds to write down your answer, and I will have a timer on the screen so you'll know where you're at. Feel free to play as a team with a parent or challenge your siblings and family members. If you can't spell yet, that's okay. Just draw a picture of the word that you mean. But here's the tricky part. If you want to be creative with your answers because duplicate answers get canceled out. That's right. You want to be creative and think of something. For example, if you and your sister both write house, at the end of the game when we're tallying points, the ones that are the same, the answers that are the same, get crossed off. All right. Are you ready? On your mark. Get set. Go. The first letter is H. Haggai's name means feast or festival. Write down something you might find at a feast that starts with the letter H. It could be a food item, it could be a decoration item, it could be a person, anything you might find at a feast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the next letter is A. Jerusalem was the capital city of Judah. Name another city that starts with the letter A. It could be a town or a city, just not a country, so please don't write America. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, the next letter is G. Yep, you guessed it. We're spelling Haggai. The people weren't remembering to honor God first. Name something that could be an idol that starts with the letter G. It doesn't have to be an idol for you, just an idol that could exist for someone sometime. And go! apologies as I'm doing this. The timer is projected through a video when I'm presenting the screen. So we've got a lot of technology at work here, and sometimes it's kind of glitchy. So, all right, the next letter is another G. God was kind, but also direct with the people of Judah. Name an attribute of God, which means something God is like, something that describes God. That starts with the letter G. I can think of a lot, and it can be more than one letter. If you want to write something that's it can be more than one word. If you want, just make sure the first word starts with G. Five, four, three, two, one. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. The next letter is A. Haggai's job was a prophet. Can you name another job that starts with the letter A? I can think of a few, but I don't want to say any of them. 'All right, this is our last letter. It's the letter I. Haggai is not a common name. Can you come up with another uncommon name that starts with the letter I? Five, four, three, two, one, and time's up. All right, guys, now you can compare your answers with one another. Remember, duplicate, which means repeating answers, get canceled out. Add up your points. Each answer gets 10 points. And then see who your winner is. Parents, feel free to email me or text. I would love to find out who the winner is. And also let me know what you think of a game like this. I think it's kind of a fun idea, but if you don't like it, let me know, please. And don't forget to check out our other resources at www.ntcalexandria.org. We have 5 more activities there for you. I highly recommend doing the word search because that's an online game. There's also a picture. It's a like spot the difference picture where you see the differences between the 2 pages. There's also a activity to print. There's a game to play as a family where you build the temple with blocks or Legos. And there's also another game to play as a family where you answer questions together. And you could do that over dinner with discussion questions, or you could actually print them and play them like a board game. All right, that's all for me this week. Don't forget to log on and look at those other games. And I hope that I get to wave to you in person in a couple weeks here. And then I'll be back right here, same place next week.